Welcome. I'm going to give you a scenario. I want you to imagine this. Imagine like it's happening right now. Imagine it's a beautiful day outside. You have nothing to do. It's just you, your siblings, and your friends. Your parents not around. You have no idea what to do. You want to kill time. So you think, I might as well go hop into the pool. You run back to the house. You all put on your swimming trunks. Your siblings hop into the pool. They're shooting basketball. They're just having a great time. You and your friends are listening to Location Cali on the radio station. But suddenly, your sibling gets a cramp. And you have no idea what to do. You panic since you're the oldest one out there. Your parents have no idea what's happening. So you hop into the pool and you bring them out. The only way to save them actually is CPR. But guess what? You don't know how to use CPR. When a person gets drowning, there's water submerged into their lungs. The only way to get it out is to do mouth-to-mouth resuscitation to get the water out of their lungs. You turn their head to the side, let the water come out of their nose and out of their mouth, and then you just continue to do mouth-to-mouth resuscitation and do chest compressions to put air back into the lungs. Less than 3% of the US population is CPR certified. In my opinion, that is really sad. College students need to learn how to do CPR immediately. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Today I will tell you what CPR is, how to do it, and why college kids should learn how to do it. You never know when you're going to need it, but your family, your friends, your siblings, etc., or your kids even when you get married, or if you get married. I am CPR certified myself. What goes into that? Basically knowing what to do, learning how to look at a person and see what they need, find an AED, and just call someone. You also designate a person to call 911. You can't just say call 911 because of the bystander effect. Basically, this means if I just say call 911, everyone's going to think someone's calling 911. But if I call on a person and say, hey, you so-and-so, you should call 911, everyone's going to look at that person and tell him to call 911 and make sure that he does call 911. You also learn first aid kits and you first aids, all these examples for that. You also learn how to do chest compressions, lungs, and also learn they're having a stroke, a heart attack, or etc. You also learn if you need to know CPR or if you don't need to use CPR. Today I will tell you why you need to know CPR, and like I said, etc. So what is CPR? CPR is also known as cardiopulmonary resuscitation. This is used to help and save a person that is in cardiac arrest. It helps pump blood around the chest and pump air back into their lungs when the heart cannot. To carry out CPR, a person presses up and down the chest and do chest compression and give them a series of rescue breaths to help save their life when they're in cardiac arrest. This is given to me by the British Heart Foundation. Once you start CPR, you're taking over the body's breathing functions. You're putting air back into the lung, you're pumping blood back into the lungs, into the heart also when you do chest compressions. You usually do this to the staying alive sound, so da, 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 staying alive, and so forth. You also gotta make sure you don't do this too easy, or you also don't do this too hard. If you do it too easy, it's probably not gonna work, you're probably gonna look stupid, and it's probably just gonna help them die faster. And if you do it too hard, you can break through the rib cage, which usually happens when you do CPR. If you do it too hard, you can break through the rib cage and go straight to the heart, and it's probably going to cause them to die even faster than they already are. So why should we know CPR and a few stats about it? It's the easiest way to stay equipped, and it's also always the easiest way to stay ready when something happens. According to the AHA, the American Heart Association, more than 350,000 out of hospital cardiac arrests died accordingly. In 2016, sadly, 88% of the people who suffer from a cardiac arrest outside of a hospital die. This is probably because no one knows how to use CPR. Only 6.4% of the cardiac arrest victims survive because people, like I said, witnessing the event don't know how to use CPR, and by the time they call 911, and by the time they get there, it's too late and they're too far gone. 200,000 people die of sudden cardiac arrest, according to ADD. 50,000 of the 200,000 deaths a year currently can be prevented by people learning how to use CPR. This also known by AED. Basically, you could save someone, and that can stop the stat from happening. And accordingly, cumulatively, if all the college kids learn how to use CPR right now, they can stop this from happening. Anyone can learn how to use CPR. It only costs $29.95 to learn how to use it on an adult, a basic child, and an infant. And it only costs $24.95 for those people who don't usually want to be around kids and don't have to be around kids, they just want to learn how to use it on adults. That was going to be by the YMCA Foundation. Like I said, less than 3% of the US population learns how to use CPR. Like I said, that's really sad and really, really pathetic in my opinion. So in my opinion, college kids learn how to use CPR right now and it's immediately. So why college kids? Let's face it, college kids are just 5-year-olds in an adult's body. We do stupid things and we're usually going to be the ones causing this to happen. And it's usually happening to younger people from the age 20 to 35. Employees and value prospective employees with life-saving skills. So basically you can increase your odds of getting employed by using or being CPR certified and having this life-saving skills to use on employees, to use it in case of emergency. If a person at your workplace gets caught, or if someone just walks in a fast food restaurant, you use it, or wherever you're working at. You also use study tactics that we learn in college, that we learn how to use, study a lot harder for all these tests. Like I'm using anatomy tests, which is one of the hardest classes in the world. So we're going to learn how all these study tactics, you can actually learn how to use CPR a lot faster, and it's going to be stick to the brain. So also you can help this during parties. I know a lot of college kids like to do parties, and usually they can either choke on something, have a heart attack from drinking or whatever it has to be, but you can help save that. In conclusion, like I said, 350,000 people died from this, and we can stop this. College kids need to learn how to use CPR immediately.